Let me get a hell yeah! Philadelphia!
Eagles Talk on A2D Radio. We are brought to you, as always, by Baggio's Bread, located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They are the home of the best stuffed bread, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs, and their seated rolls for your favorite cheesesteaks. So make sure you mention A2D Radio to get 10% off your in-store purchase. We are live, as always, coming at you. It's your boy Chuck's here. It's Brinks and it's PY. Gentlemen, how are you today? And
I feel like
you good?
Yeah, I'm hot.
it's a tough day.
Oh my God.
I felt like I was going to die at work. I still feel like that because it was unbearably hot and the air quality is not good. So I'm just like, God help me.
Oh my God. I was hear that.
I was off and I just took my trash cans out to the curb and I'm sweating.
At one point it was 107.
Yeah, that's insane. It's so crazy. I was at
I was in long sleeves.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Why?
I was at what you'll call it. I was down the shore yesterday and today. Yesterday it was nice because it was like cloudy and overcast, and it was like in the like 70s, 80s ish. So like it was nice. But then today, it hit us like, oh my God, it was so hot. So yeah, I am not looking forward to the next one. It's supposed to be like this for until like Thursday, right? Fridays is the break. So
it's gonna be rough. It's rough for the UPS tomorrow. Man.
Yeah, in the rough 3 days. So if you are listening and you are out there and you are have to do stuff outside, please be safe. Please be safe. Be safe. Hydrate and just do what you can because it's bad. This is really bad weather. But yeah, we are again coming at you. We're doing our positional ranking series, continuing, and we're gonna give it a little bit of a twist today. I thought it would be fun to do it this way instead of our traditional rankings that we've been doing. We're going to draft these players. So, as we said, or as the poll question comes up, Malcolm Jenkins, to lead off, is the former Eagles player since 2000 that you'd want to see play with the current Eagles defense the most under Vic Fangio. Agree or disagree? Who led off last week? I forget who I
don't remember.
I don't remember.
Brinks, let's lead off with you then. I think I led off with PY. So,
all right.
Brinks, agree or disagree to this?
So Malcolm Jenkins, very good player, and his skill set would pick Vic Fangio. But I'm taking the big guy up front, Fletcher Cox, and I want to see him, a prime Fletcher Cox, next to Jalen Carter in the middle, and then just no one would have a chance to do anything. Because I think Fletcher Cox, was greatly overshadowed by Aaron Donald, who was probably might be the best defensive tackle ever who played in his era.
100%. Yeah.
Fletch wasn't that far off for quite a few years during their prime. So, just a terrific player. Him and Jalen Carter would be unstoppable. And not to take anything away from Malcolm, obviously. He was a big part of the Super Bowl. And he's, kind of that Swiss Army knife that Vic Fangio seems to like. But, Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter, that's just too good for me to pass up. And then Fletch is one of my all-time favorites. So to disagree, I would like to see Fletcher Cox teamed up with Jalen Carter with this Vic Fangio current core.
Gotcha. Nice. That's a good one. PY, what do you think?
So I agree. Like I like Fletch. Like we all like have a soft spot for Fletcher Cox. Like I'm up and down with him at times just because that's just how his career was. Like he would be phenomenal for 8 weeks and there'd be like a 4-week stretch where he kind of hit a wall. Like he's probably one of the better defensive tackles in the league, up there with Aaron Donald, like Brink said. But like with Jenkins, like adding him to this defense and at a time where we sorely are needing great safety play, like adding him to this team, like blows everything up. Like it takes you to that next level because not only is he a killer on the field, he's a killer off the field. He is the type of leader and that type of vocal energy that you're going to want in the locker room and on the field. Like, not only that, he's a Swiss Army knife. Like, you can move him everywhere. I can play him at safety. I can play him at outside corner. I can play him at nickel. I can throw him at linebacker. Like, I can do just about everything I can with Malcolm Jenkins. And while I'm sure like him and Jalen Carter would be a really fun duo to watch, the amount of havoc that Malcolm Jenkins could wreak in this secondary and the amount of scheming that Vic Fangio could put together with Malcolm Jenkins is next level.
Yeah, I think that it's very intriguing to be able to have to put them, to you think about Jenkins and what he was able to do, even with Jim Schwartz, and you put him with this team of defense where Fangio,
creativity to the tens.
Yeah, like Fangio asks a lot of his own safeties. They do a lot. So Jenkins fits that. Like he would be an awesome and near perfect fit for this type of defense because he was able to do a lot of the things that Fangio does require the safeties to do. So I hear you on that. I was very close to agreeing. Very, very close to agreeing. I'm going to disagree to the poll, but I'm going to keep it within that same position. I'm going to say I wanted to see Brian Dawkins because, a lot of the notion of out there about Dawkins, like a lot of people wonder, hey, like, could Dawkins survive in this today's style of NFL, right? Because he was such a hard-hitting safety, punishing, and with the way that the defense, is at a disadvantage these days, right? The calls and the style of play go against them. You have these defenses that always get called for, hitting a defensive player or unnecessary roughness, stuff like that. So everyone's always wondering, could he survive in this NFL? I'm someone who looks at Brian Dawkins and says, yeah, the highlights say he was a hard-hitting safety. That was like his biggest attribute. But I think people forget also he did a lot of good stuff, similar to the ways that Jenkins was a multiple, faceted type of safety. Dawkins did a lot for Jim Johnson. Dawkins was blitzing when safeties didn't blitz. Dawkins was covering tight ends and running backs out of the backfield. As a safety, he was also playing deep. So he was doing a bunch of things back then. So I'm just, a lot of it is curiosity. I'd like to see Dawkins, what Fangio would have him do, because I think that if we had prime Doc in today's NFL and you put him in Fangio's defense, I think Dawkins would do whatever Fangio asked of him to do. And it will be so much fun to see him unleashed and kind of see like, okay, let's see how he uses him, right? So I think like Jenkins would be number 2 for me, but it just because we love Brian Dawkins so much, and because it's such a far away era now that you think about it, it's like 25 years ago. It's just a lot of curiosity to be like, how could he fare in this, right? How would he be able to do? So that's where I'm seeing it. That's how I think that where my curiosity is piqued. I'm trying to think of other people. While I do, let's get to some of these comments.
I think we hit like all the main candidates.
So Jenkins, Cox,
yep,
and Dawkins.
Trying to think if there's anyone else, like, because corner would be kind of like, okay, like it's is there a linebacker that I'm trying to think? Is there a linebacker that could have really excelled? But like, I don't know, because I think
like the best linebacker, Chucks, is already on the team.
Is already on the team, right?
I think Barwin. I think Connor Barwin would be interesting in this.
That's a good one. That's a good one because Connor Barwin is
one of the most underrated linebackers of the 2000s for the Eagles. Every once in a while, people bring up like the bad linebackers we had, and they'll throw him in there, and I'm just like, what?
No, he was
like
really
Connor Barwin was like a 10+ sack guy a year. Not to mention, like he was just all over the place. And he's a great guy on and off the field, and the type of leader that you would love in this defense.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I mean, if you want to throw out, you can throw out Trent Cole too, one of my all-time favorites.
Trent Cole is off the edge. Trent Cole would be really good too.
Trent Cole would be fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So good names. I think those are really good names to throw out there. So if you've got anyone in the chat and anyone's listening, if you've got any suggestions, let us know.
Kiko Alonso.
Oh my God.
No.
Kiko Alonso. Can you imagine? All right, so that's that. Let's get to this draft. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of fun. We did years ago. I think PY, this is before you, but when we were on when we had Birds of a Feather, we had one summer where we did these big drafts, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. So I think with we did quarterbacks. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I think we did one.
Did one with you? Okay. So far this year we've done quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers, right? So shifting our attention over to the defensive side, I was like, let's switch it up. Let's add some spice to this, and because the defense, you look at the defense, it's so much about like the whole unit. So let's build the unit. Let's build a defense. So we're gonna do an all Eagles defensive team draft, but only from the defensive players 2000 and on. Okay, so people might think, oh, like how many players could you have? No, trust me, I've looked at I have my board, and I'm like, no, there's a good amount of players at each position that you could pick from. So it should be very interesting. I'm on random.org right now. I'm going to do the draft order. So we're going to do snake order. So randomize, and we've got, so Brinks is going to be 1, and then me, and then PY. So PY, you got the turnaround. So we're going to do Brinks, and then me, and then PY. Okay, so snake draft, like I said. Brinks, let me bring up the spreadsheet now. There you go. Okay, so here we go. Let me make sure I have. Okay, Brinks, a lot of pressure because
it's not really. I mean, I was hoping to have not first pick, so someone else could grab this guy, and I could be have a Brinks version of the team instead of a by the book version of the team. But it's Brian Dawkins.
You could go full Brinks. Nobody would judge you.
No, there's a time and a place for full Brinks, and it's not right now.
This was news to me, Chucks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so just give me Weapon X. He's in the Hall of Fame. We're gonna have to set a trust fund aside for him for his fines, but we'll take him.
Brian Dawkins, I think that's
I think there would be a huge adjustment period for him in this era. I think he would figure it out because he's smart and he doesn't want to help. He wants to help the team, not hurt the team.
Yeah.
I think he might be ejected from minimum 2 games a year.
2 games a year. Okay. So this is tough for me because I build through the lines or do I just go with the best player that I could get? I'm torn.
That's good.
Chucks is that guy at your fantasy football draft that takes the whole 90 seconds for every
probably
pick.
No. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's you. I know. I know him, right. And you're just right. Like him.
I'm gonna go with the best. I think this might be a little bit of recency bias, but I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter because I think he has all time ability, and so I'm gonna build with the trenches. I think he's one of the best. I was debating should I go trenches or should I go safety or back end, but let's stick to the way the Eagles like to build. Let me also get who I think is I think there's only 2 or 3 all timers on that we could pick from, and I think Jalen Carter could be that type of player. So I'm gonna go Jalen Carter. I think I can fill in the back end as we go along, but yeah.
I mean, Chucks, for what it's worth, I mean, I did my top 10 like we've been doing them before, and then just in case I didn't understand or we switched.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter was number 2 for me.
Okay, cool. So I get
Brian Dawkins was number 1.
yeah.
So it's a good point by you. Like, as far as game changers go, like, yeah, there might not be that many, but since 2000, the Eagles have had a lot of really, really solid defensive guys come through here.
Yeah, yeah.
This isn't like the offense. Like, the defense has been good since Jim Johnson showed up.
Yeah. Besides, like, who was it? Billy Davis. Besides the Billy Davis,
there's a few exceptions where the defense just sucked, but on the whole,
we've had some really good defensive players. Absolutely. All right, PY.
Fourth most wins for the Eagles since 2000.
Nice.
I was surprised. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They're in the playoffs every year, but I was surprised to see him in the top 5.
Yeah. All right, PY. You've got back-to-back because you're on the snake end. So who you got with your first pick, 3rd overall?
It's gonna be surprising, but I'll go Fletcher Cox.
That's not surprising. I don't think it's that surprising because, like, he was in terms of defensive tackles. You're talking about him, and yeah, I don't think that's surprising. But I mean, okay, I'll say this: it's surprising coming from you because
that's exactly why
I know you don't like Fletcher Cox.
No. It's not that I don't
low on Fletcher Cox.
It's not that I'm low on Fletcher. It's just that, like, it was like riding a roller coaster at times, and I like going straight up, and it was like, and I'm like, I got seasick every once in a while.
Oh my god, you and your seasick. Okay.
I remember he recovered a fumble for me in garbage time and ran it in for a touchdown, so I could cover a spread against Washington at FedEx Field. It was sick.
Was that was that week 1 of 2017?
Maybe.
Because I remember because there aren't a lot of plays where Fletcher Cox runs it in for a touchdown. I think that's one of the
yeah. It was sick. It was sick because that never happens. It never happens like that when you gamble. Yeah, it only happens the other way, and you lose. Right? But that one time, I won.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. So, all right, so PY, you've got the first pick of the 2nd round. Then, so we've got Dawkins, Carter, Cox. I think that's pretty chalk. I think that's no surprises so far. Because you're talking about
those are the top. They're the top 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So PY, who you got next?
Asante Samuel.
Wow, really? Okay, this is the first.
It's really not like he's 5 on my list. Like,
is he 5? You have him that high? Okay. All right. I have him probably when you go, I have him a little bit lower than some of these guys, but okay. All right. Go ahead. So,
I'm a sucker for the wow factor, Chucks. I mean, that guy scored every time he touched the ball. I mean, he had 23 picks here in 4 years. Total ball. I mean, not physical, like not anything like that. A lot of business decisions by Asante Samuel, as Deion Sanders would say, but he was electric. I remember he picked off Eli at the last game at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
And he just kind of dinked and dunked and tiptoed right into the end zone.
I love
We stuck it right up their ass and closed their stadium, and they went home. They were the 1 seed. That was the year Plaxico Burress shot himself like an idiot.
Yeah. Oh my god. So it's funny. So I want to talk about Asante real quick because I think he's a little divisive because a lot of people, Eagles fans say, oh, he never tackled, and fair. Okay, completely fair. I actually was listening to Asante's podcast that he has, and he had Deion Sanders on, right? And they had some beef a little bit, so he came on and they cleared the air. It was a great pod, and you're talking about the greatest corner all time, chopping it up, talking ball with Asante Samuel, who's another one of the greats of this generation. So a lot of really good conversations, and something that Asante's talked about this before, but he hit it home again and addressed it with Deion. You know how corners usually they'll be the type, we think of corners like, okay, lockdown, right? You shadow number 1 receiver, you travel with them and you erase them, or you erase one side of the field, right? That's our definition of what we think of an elite corner is. And absolutely, that being a true shutdown corner like that is rare, and it's a elite quality, 100%. Asante talked about how, in his view, right, in his mind, the way he saw the position, he early in his career, he would be the type of corner that travel, play man to man and stuff. But he saw, as we all know, like football was a game of takeaways, right? For the defense, what's the most influential thing you can do? You can take the ball away, right? So he talked to the Patriots coaches, and he wanted to play more off man and play on the right side of the quarterback, because most quarterbacks are right-handed, and they most of the time their tendency is to throw to the right side. So he wanted to play on that side of the field, and his mindset was, I am going to my opposition, my matchup for every game is not necessarily the wide receiver, it's the quarterback. So he's not eyeing down the wide receiver he's playing against. He's eyeing down the quarterback, studying their tendencies and looking for when an opportune time for him to make a play on the ball, because he values getting those takeaways and interceptions a lot, like very highly. Like obviously your ideal skill set is to, shut down a corner and then also get interceptions at the same time, which is what Deion Sanders did, right? He was that type of player, always shut down a wide receiver and still get picks. So ideally you want to do both, but in Asante's mind, if it came down to either erasing a wide receiver or getting the ball for your team and with interceptions, he would rather get interceptions. So hearing that, it's always like very interesting, and I always wanted to talk more about talk to other corners and defensive coaches and see their whole mindset on the thing, because Asante's view of the position is just different, right? And I think we saw that here in Philly, that ability and how much it did impact the game when he was able to get those interceptions. Those were like game-changing interceptions. Brinks, you talked about the one in the playoffs against the Giants at the Meadowlands in 2008. That was huge. It was absolutely huge. So I respect Asante because he thinks outside the box like that and has that kind of like a different mindset compared to what what other corners usually do have. So PY, maybe I overreacted a little bit. I think I'm just surprised because I think that I have another corner that I think is better than Asante, and we'll get to him. But like I think that's why I kind of was like Asante really. But if you value him that highly, I guess I can't blame you. So there's that. Okay, so Asante Samuel is off the board. I have it between two guys. I think
go full Chucks.
I think I'm gonna go here. I think I'm gonna go Jenkins here.
Boo!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Malcolm Jenkins because I just love his versatility. And yeah, I value having a safety. If I couldn't get Brian Dawkins, I think Malcolm Jenkins is a suitable plan B, contingency plan. So all right, so I'm going with Malcolm Jenkins. I feel good about it. Okay, Malcolm. All right, Brinks, who you got?
All right, I'm gonna take Trent Cole.
Good one.
Just a lunch pail guy. You would just look up in December and Trent Cole's third in the league in sacks. Trent Cole's fourth in the league in sacks. Oh my God, Trent Cole might get 20 sacks. And then they tried whatever position that they tried to do when they were in flux in the Chip Kelly years and some of the Doug years, like linebacker, edge rusher, didn't matter. He always found a way to get it done.
Yeah, I love Trent Cole. I mean, if we're talking about 2000s and on, he could be the best pure pass rusher we've had, right? Like
from the edge, absolutely.
Yeah, from that defensive end or edge spot, like he's the best pure pass rusher we've had. So 100%. I think that's a really, really good pick. I was looking at him too. So all right, who you got for your turnaround?
And then I'm gonna take Lito Shepherd.
Hey, good one. Lito.
I had Asante Samuel at 5 and Lito Shepherd at 6, but it's damn close.
Let's get okay.
Lito Shepherd made an All-Pro team.
Let me see.
That's not. I looked at it today. I forget what year it said.
I'll look
he made an All-Pro team.
He did. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. That year was 2-time Pro Bowler, first time All-Pro. Yeah, or one time All-Pro. That was in 2004, the Super Bowl year. The Super Bowl year. Yeah, so that makes sense. I can do
that. That's nothing to sneeze at. Having an All-Pro guy like at corner, I'm sure I can't imagine he was first team, but maybe he was. But yeah, he's the second best corner by a very, very little bit.
All right, good. So you've got Dawkins, Cole, and Lito. So let me get that. Okay, put that on. All right, I'm gonna come back around. I have a safety and I have interior defensive line. I think I'm gonna continue to build the edge. I'm gonna wait on. Do I want to wait on corner? I'll guess. I think I'll wait on corner. All right. I think I really want this guy. All right. So I'm going to go with Brandon Graham.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Brandon Graham. I love the guy. There's not much to say about Brandon Graham. Longevity, and I think what I like about Brandon Graham is that if I'm have him on he's on my roster, he can play both the edge and interior for me. So I could double, if I depending on how the board falls, I could go with another 3 other edges and call it a day, or 2 other edges and call it a day. So love Brandon Graham. He's on my if we're doing Mount Rushmore of Eagles players, he might make the cut. He's that close. I love Brandon Graham. So he's my 3rd pick. All right, PY, your 3rd pick.
Jeremiah Trotter.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be very interested to see how your defense plays out, because Jeremiah Trotter, someone who in the 2000s was your prototypical linebacker, but got to question his ability to play in this type of NFL. Him being not that great, not good in coverage. But go ahead. What's your give me your skinny on Jeremiah Trotter? Okay.
Are you dying?
You can take a second. So I said that about Trotter, right? Oh, and genuinely surprised BG wasn't taken sooner. I think it's a little. I think he's taking around the right range, right? You're looking at the other players. It's like I think it makes sense. He'd go.
Everyone past the top 3 is in a big group.
Yeah, there's a lot of that second tier. Yeah, I agree.
As far as Trotter goes, he's the Axeman. He's great. Love him. He was going to get picked in this exercise. He was not my top 10 Eagles on my top 10 list that I made. So, good player. I 1,000% agree with you. That this is not the type of football. What they're playing today, that's not how Jeremiah Trotter would excel. So I think he would. Yeah, I think he would have a tough time.
Yeah, he would be. I think he'd have a tough time. It's and that's what's so tough about linebackers. It's also depending on what the type of system we're doing. If PY wants to go heavy, wants to go full base 4-3, I can see it. But then he's gonna, you build the defense, you're gonna get Trotter's gonna get exposed. And, as that Mike, because he's gonna get caught in coverage. So it's kind of.
I'm picking 2 linebackers and a nickel guy instead.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward that route too. But we'll see how the board falls. We're in a little bit of a pickle because PY has to pick his next one. So while we wait for him, let's see, anyone we can talk about that we've picked. BG. Okay, so let me ask you this, Brinks. Would you have BG in your Mount Rushmore of Eagles players? So we're talking about all time. So it's a tough question. Obviously, you think about
no, I would not. I get it, fan favorite, good player, but we're not that destitute of successful guys that we have to put beach. Like that's like anytime you hear about me talk about a Hall of Fame, like the fact that you have to ask me that question means he doesn't belong on there for me.
That's
you
fair.
understand?
That's
like
fair.
It's like Brian Dawkins. Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah.
Reggie White.
Reggie White. Those are two. Yeah.
And I don't know whoever. I would have to look
Jason
at it
Kelsey.
more.
Jason Kelsey.
Yes.
Probably. He might be the best all-time ever at his position, and he played his entire career for Philadelphia.
So I think those three. I think after the three, I think it gets muddy. That's where I'm.
But like, are you going like Chuck Benderick on it?
Or... No,
I would not, because it's also because like I didn't see Benderick play, and it's such a different era. So like it's hard. Like I wouldn't.
What they did, it's hard to even call football because it's adapted so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame anyone who had Bednarik on as the fourth, but like I personally wouldn't. Like it's just so it's maybe it's like my age, right? So, but like I would consider Graham over him. I would consider Lane Johnson over him. So like
that's a good one because I was my fourth guy would probably be either Jalen or Lane.
Good ones. Yeah, those are good picks. So, like, yeah, I think the fourth one, that's why I mentioned it, because, like, that fourth guy, that there's so many people I think you can make a case for. So,
I would have to do Lane. I can't.
Yeah, do Lane. Okay. I don't blame you. Yeah. I don't blame you. Lane is the best right tackle of all time, so I don't blame you at all. That's a good one.
Look at our win-loss record when he misses the game as opposed to when he doesn't miss the game. It's like astronomical.
It is really. Yeah, it's telling. All right, PY. We stalled a little bit while you recovered.
Sorry.
Trotter. No, you're fine. I get it. You got Trotter. Did you want to speak on him a little bit before you get to your next pick?
I mean, he's just playing with such a physical dominance, and at a time where this team needs leaders. This team needs someone who's going to be able to bring the boom. Like this team, like obviously, like we have good linebackers on the team right now, but after Zach Bond, like, what do you really have? You know what I mean? I know, like, you could probably he's not your modern NFL linebacker, but you could put him on there and he's going to make an impact. Like, he can play around the edge, he can play your standard linebacker role, and you could probably find other ways for him on the field, even if it's coverage skills maybe lacking, you know what I mean?
I would say it's about right for him to get drafted at this time.
That's fine. I think with the type of defense I prefer, I would not have taken him this early because of his coverage.
Charge just doesn't fit. He doesn't fit in
the coverage ability. Yeah. All right, PY, your fourth pick.
Whew. All right. Now, I need to balance out my secondary a little bit, but
okay.
I'm probably going early with him. I'm going Slay.
Okay.
It's not a bad. I mean,
that's a baller quarterback room. Slay.
Saying Asante, yeah.
Can you imagine them on the same team? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good. I like it.
I love how everyone did was talk shit on Darius Slay now that he's gone.
Certain people at this company whose names will remain nameless.
Oh man, I mean, I've ripped Darius.
Could be a CEO. We don't know.
Like, I ripped everyone. So I mean, I've definitely ripped Darius Slay. But when we needed him to step up last season, he stepped up.
He did.
Everyone's talking shit about how he stinks.
I'll never care about that third round pick. It could have been Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Like, didn't I call him out? I called him out hard when he went on that podcast like a dope.
Guess what? It didn't matter.
No, but it still pisses me off. I forgot about it.
He was still a top 10 corner last year. Like, that's how good he.
I think it's what impressed me about Darius Slay is that he's been able to maintain this level of play well into his 30s. When usually with corners they fall off earlier. And it's when they fall off, it's really steep. So kudos to him for being able to still be really good at 30 something. So awesome with him. All right. So my fourth pick, I think we're kind of forgetting about this guy. And so I'm going to take him because to me, since 2000, he is the best corner for the Eagles since 2000. It's Troy Vincent. Like he had you talked about Pro Bowls, right? Five Pro Bowls, and I think it said, 5 Pro Bowls and an All Pro, right? So he was the
Yeah, but
top.
what year was he All Pro? What year was he All Pro?
He was All Pro in the All Pro, first team All Pro in 2002, second team All Pro in 2001. Yep. So and Pro Bowl in each year from 1999 to 2003. He was Pro Bowl. So again, I think from 2000 he's the prime corner. That's why I kind of reacted the way I did when Asante was taken first. I'm like, Asante is my CB2. Like he's the second best corner we've had, pending what happens with Quinion Mitchell. But to me, it's still Troy Vincent. Troy Vincent played man, and he was a great corner for us. So I'm going Troy Vincent. Maybe that's, again, I'm a little older. Well, Brinks, you're like my age. So like you remember Troy Vincent.
So, I mean, like, I just think of him. I don't know. I just think of him as more of a 90s guy. I don't know why. But he was a good player.
Way back then. Because he started when his first year was 1992. So I get it. Like a lot of his years he started in the 90s. But like I said, yeah, his prime was definitely early 2000s with the Eagles. So that's why I still took him. So all right, so I have him. I feel good now that I got a corner. I still think is a top end corner for me. Brinks, you've got 2 picks back to back.
Well, the best linebacker since 2000 is Zach Bond, so I'll take him.
Zach Bond. There you go. There you go. All right, so you got a prime linebacker. Yeah, I agree with your statement. He is the best linebacker we've had since 2000, 100%. That's why I'm kind of surprised PY went with Trotter over Bond, because I think Bond does like everything, and it's prototypical for this era of football. But yeah, I hear you.
And then Sheldon Brown is the only player left.
I hate you. Oh my god!
That's on my top 10. He was number 10. He was number 10 on my list.
You got the Lido and Sheldon combo. Darn it! I was hoping he'd fall.
Great player. Remember when he obliterated Reggie Bush and it was great?
I thought we were winning that game, bro. Like I thought we were absolutely.
Isn't that the year the Saints won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
No, no.
Are you sure?
That's the year the Colts won the Super Bowl. The Saints lost to the Bears in the NFC Championship.
Oh yeah, in the cold, they bitched out. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. Oh man, I'm so mad. You took the guy I wanted. All right. So,
what was that? 05?
06.
06?
The 06-07 season. Yeah. 06-07. Darn it. Okay. All the corners are taken. All right. So, coming back, I think I have to take him because there's only one more corner in my top. Outside, I'll say this. There's only one more outside corner left on my board. And so to avoid him being taken, I am going to take. Well, hold on. PY already has Asante and Slay.
Yeah, so I can't take any more corners.
Unless I'm
going nickel.
You can take whatever you want, but you have 2 outside corners. So, I mean, you could take another one, but then who's playing in the slot? So, you know what? Then I'm gonna wait. Then.
I hope PY takes your guy.
And screws me over. I'm gonna have to play 2 slots on the outside or a slot guy on the outside. I will go. All right, I'm gonna go linebacker here, but it's a name that might surprise people. But I was a huge fan of this linebacker. I'm gonna go with D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love D'Amico Ryans here. I love D'Amico Ryans, and you talk about him as a coach, he's an absolute leader. So I'm gonna take him because I need to secure at least one of my linebacker spots. So I'm gonna go D'Amico. Okay, PY.
You know what? That's a good one. That's a good one. I was thinking of someone else. No, I need to solidify my defense a little better. Hugh Douglas.
Hugh Douglas. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Love is some Hugh.
He was a dog.
He was dog. Yeah,
Yes, he was.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
that's
pick.
a good one. That's a good one. So you got on the edge. Okay. All right. You got his second pick on this end round.
So I need an actual safety, considering I don't have anybody. I'm like, who can I go safety? That's like,
There's quite a bit left on my board.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Just because Rodney McLeod.
Rodney, there you go. Love me
Like-
some Rodney McLeod.
Like constantly under, like, because obviously Malcolm was just so good. Like I don't think Rodney got the love he deserved at times, just because Malcolm could just do everything and he was so consistent.
Yeah. All right, here, 100% agree.
This is a solid secondary shaping out right here.
That's a good secondary. That's a good secondary. The McLeod was a really good just that post safety. So I 100% agree. I think that's a great pick. That's a great pick. Okay.
A+ Howie pickup. Like I don't think anyone like expected much when we did it.
Yeah. Okay. So I am going to go. I need more. I need to get back to my defensive line because I need to have I need to make sure it's really good. I'm going to go with Josh Sweat, my guy, my son.
Interesting.
My son. Again, I think Josh Sweat is very underrated. So I have no problem putting him here. No problem putting him here compared to some of the other defensive ends that we have or edge players we have left. I'm very, very comfortable picking him above some of the other options. All right, Briggs.
Connor Barwin.
You son of a
He was the other one in the same tier. He was the other one in the same tier as
I'm stealing my players. God damn it.
You just had 2 picks, bro.
I don't care. That means nothing to me. I had like one functional
He
lung.
took Sheldon
Okay?
down from me, so don't. Yeah, now you know how I feel. Yeah. Now you know how I feel. All right, that was Briggs. So good pick with Connor Barwin. Very good pick. All right, go ahead.
So I'm good at edge. And I'm going to take CJ Gardner-Johnson.
There he goes.
He was on the defense for 2 years since 2000, and they went to the Super Bowl each time, and they won the Super Bowl one of those times.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, very good. I like him in this range too. It's a good pick for talk about in this range. All right. So I have there's a lot of like I go linebacker. I could go I have 2 edge players, but I could You know what? I'm gonna do it. Because I can do because Joshua did. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to go with Hassan Reddick.
Interesting. I thought about that.
I like this. This way, I don't have to worry about like another different because I want to go NASCAR package. Then I guess I'll have because then I'll have Jalen Carter on the interior. Like I said, I can put Brandon Graham on the interior too, and then on the edges I'll have Sweat and Reddick, which was in 2022. They were like a phenomenal edge duo. So I feel good about my defensive line. And I think Reddick was best when he was here. I think that goes to show. That goes without saying. So I'll take my chances with him.
Is he on the Bucks now?
I don't even know where he is.
I think he's on the Bucks.
Yeah, he's on the Bucks.
So. And I think he sat out optional OTAs. So
he's such a loser.
I think
he's something, man. He's a space.
Try telling people, man.
He's a space man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so good. Like you can put up with a degree of it, but he's just like
he had 1 sack last year.
No, but to his point, like
he had 22 for us. I mean, he killed it.
There's a certain degree where like you're okay, Greg says it on the Bucks missing OTAs already. We dodged a bullet. We did dodge a huge bullet with that.
So people bring that up all the time. It's like nobody won because you just swap players and everything. I said no, we won because not like let's say that you literally look at it like just as a swap of Hassan Reddick and he was so irrelevant. I can't even remember.
Bryce Huff,
yeah. Like you just swapped. So I'm getting a comp pick. I'm getting a third round pick for Hassan Reddick, and then I get rid of Bryce Huff, and I get a fifth round pick. So
yeah, we looked out fine. Like,
yeah, like the Eagles won. Like there's no discussion about this. The Eagles won both times.
All right, so Pete Evans is going to say these lists are suspect. It's a draft. And if you have such an issue with it, then come on the damn show. It's been how many months since you've been on the show? If you have such an issue with it, come make an appearance and join us.
How is this a bad draft?
I don't think this is a bad draft.
It goes from.
Yeah, Pete's just running his mouth.
He's a hater. He's a hater.
You hater.
Drinking that haterade.
All right,
PY,
so you
go ahead.
read it. I don't even know what I need.
Yeah, PY, go ahead. You got back to back?
Let's go Milton Williams.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Milton Williams. Not bad. Because once you get into this area, he makes sense. He makes sense. So you've got 2 defensive tackles, okay, yeah. Cool. All right, so who's your next?
I think where else could I go to build out this defense?
This is where it gets nitty gritty.
You know what? Who I got it? It's gonna be a suspect pick, but I think this just it just continues to build the secondary, which I think is what I'm valuing the most right now. Is Reed Blankenship.
Okay. Yeah. I don't blame you for that pick. He's one of the safeties I'd absolutely consider. So yeah, 100%. All right. So I have. Do I just go ahead and secure my? No. Do I want to take?
Just blow
you know
what?
I'm gonna go with linebacker again. All right. I'm gonna just secure up my linebacker before any of you two steal my guy. And I'm short.
Suck my balls. Oh, never mind. We're good.
You said you suck my balls. I go to Jordan Hicks. Love him. I know you had durability issues here.
That's a good pick. Healthy Jordan Hicks right now would be fun.
Great. Yeah, I love Jordan Hicks. Love him. Playmaker on the ball. So him and D'Amico, I think would be a really good linebacker duo for me. So I love it. I'm good. I'm set at linebacker. All right, Brinks.
Corey Simon.
There you go.
Interesting. I thought about throwing him out there while he underachieved in the NFL when he played. Yeah. I think in modern days, I think he could,
Yeah. And he was still good. He underachieved, but he was still a good player overall. He just didn't live up to that first round.
Yeah. All right, who's picking Mike Mamula? Come on, he's available. Hey,
and then
all time sacks leaders.
Go ahead.
I'm going to pick Cooper DeJean to play.
Bro!
Cooper DeJean, cornerback.
You are not pacey enough to be picking Cooper.
He plays your slot. I like it. I like that a lot. I was considering him because but I like that a lot. That's a good one. All right. So I'm good there. So I need to finish out my secondary. I am going to go
crazy.
Yeah, maybe I'll go crazy. I'm gonna take a leap of faith here. Oh, no, you know what? No, F it. No, I'm gonna pick another one, my guy. I'm gonna pick Avonte Maddox at my slot.
Dude, I was literally just thinking about going with Avonte.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with slot corner. Yeah, because in his prime,
there were far superior slot corners in the early 2000s.
I don't think so. I mean,
the Eagles? No.
I think the one guy you can make an issue or a case for was Al Harris. But
Al Harris was really good. Roderick Hood was really good.
I think Avonte Maddox was better than Rod Hood.
Like obviously, Avonte had health issues, but when he was good and he was healthy, he was next level. Like who was better than him?
Yeah, he was one of the best.
I think Roger could, but
I disagree with that. Yeah, I disagree with. I think Avonte Maddox was definitely better than Rod Hood. One of the other guys I was considering for slot. I'm not gonna obviously pick them anymore, but I was looking at Brandon Boykin, who before the injuries Brandon Boykin was like.
Well, it was less the injuries and more the heart issues or degenerative issues, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The injuries that prevented him from having a longer career. That's why they traded him, because he had degenerative stuff. Yep. So, all right, PY.
Give me a second. All right. I need to boost up my linebacker core a little bit. Let's go TJ Edwards.
Okay, good one. There you go.
Pro Football Focus is 10th best linebacker for their rankings.
Okay. TJ Edwards, that's good. That's a good one. I love how TJ Edwards went from undrafted and just got better, and then became like a good linebacker in the NFL. So I like that pick. All right, next one.
Where do I go? Like, do I go nickel, or do I flesh out the edge a little bit?
You tell me.
I'm thinking about it. God damn it! This is like where it's like nitty gritty.
Yeah, this is like the nitty gritty. Like, who are your good role players that you're going to fill in here?
Yeah, right. Who can I kind of just like throw out there just for like shits and giggles? You know what I mean? You know what? This is a random one, but be fun. Michael Bennett.
Oh God, really? Okay, sure. I've never been a Michael Bennett fan.
That's like picking Jason Babin.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
No, I thought about it. I literally was thinking about it. I was like,
yeah, good player. I've never been a huge.
I get it.
Chris Long instead of that bum.
Ooh, yeah, Chris Long.
See now it's.
Oh, you picked already. You picked already.
I did.
Okay.
See,
all right. So I'm going to go and I'm going to pick my other outside corner. I'm going to go with Quinion Mitchell here.
Good pick. He is your son.
No, he's not. Yeah, Quinion. And lock up. Yeah. Troy Vincent and Quinion Mitchell. I like that on the outside. All right, Briggs. Nice. Last two picks for you. Round this out.
Javon Hargrave.
Good one.
That's a solid one.
I need a linebacker.
Do you?
Yeah. To implore my tactical strategy, yes.
Your tactical strat. There is no tactical strategy.
All right, I'll take Nigel Bradham.
That's the other one I was looking at. And it was like, yeah.
He was,
solid. Very solid. Yeah. Very, very solid play. I can't blame you. All right, my last pick. I love this pick. I'm glad he fell because this shows me that he's easily a forgotten name. The 1 year he had with us was a forgotten year because it was so bad, but he was so good. And then he ended up retiring after he was with us.
Oh my God! You
forget about Walter Thurman.
I knew it. I knew you were going Thurman, man.
I was
so disappointed.
Fan. I was a big Walter Thurman fan before he came to the Eagles.
Yep.
And when he came to the Eagles, he balled out the 1 year he was with us and then retired. And
I was so excited for a secondary of him and Jenkins. And then
oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I loved Walter Thurman. And it was such a shocker that he retired. Just like that. Oh my God. Yeah. So good. So I'm glad he fell to me the final pick. Love it. All right. All right, PY. End it. Mr. Irrelevant for our draft. Who you got?
Let's go Chris Long.
Chris Long, okay. All right. So you have who's going to play? You have okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay. So you went with 5 defensive linemen. So you got Fletcher Cox, you've got Hugh Douglas, you've got Milton Williams, you got Michael Bennett and Chris Long. So you're going under the 5 front. You've got 2 linebackers, 2 safeties, two corners. Yo, I'm looking at your defense. We're gonna pass the ball on you all day. Like you are like
Fish wash.
All day.
What are you talking about? I gotta lock down secondary. I'll worry about the middle. I'm fine.
Run a slant.
You've got.
I'm just gonna run a slant with my slot receiver, and no one's gonna be on the field fast enough to catch him.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, I like your guys, but yeah, I'm looking at them like you got 5 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers who weren't that great in coverage, and then like we're just gonna pass the ball in the middle of the field.
The whole time. Yep.
So the whole time, yeah.
Drag routes, slants.
Don't worry about that. And this Vic Fangio offense and defense, I'm not worried.
Oh my god, that's really funny though. I mean, running the ball might be tough on you, so I'll give you that. Like you are clearly a run stopping defense. Looking at your defense, but yeah, we just passed the ball on you. You can't stop anyone from passing on you. So all right,
I'd like to see y'all roll on Asante and Darius.
Well, can't we like download this into like ChatGPT or something, and it'll tell us like who the best?
That's an interesting.
Yeah, who's giving up the most points per game on this defense? I want to hear that.
I will. I'm going to do some interesting stuff with this. I'll make a graphic of it, and maybe we'll post it on ATD, and like we'll see what people
think. I'm disappointed that nobody put Mike Mamula.
Who's going to put?
He's drafted in like 1994, dude.
Yeah. Oh god,
too early.
All right, so Brinks, you've got B-Dog, Trent Cole, Lito Shepard, Zach Bond, Sheldon Brown, Connor Barwin, CJ, Gardner Johnson, Corey Simon, Cooper DeJean, Javon Hargrave, Nigel Bradham. PY, you've got Fletcher Cox, Asante Samuel, Jeremiah Trotter, Darius Slay, Hugh Douglas, Rodney McLeod, Milton Williams, Reed Blankenship, TJ Edwards, Michael Bennett, and Chris Long. And then I've got Jalen Carter, Malcolm Jenkins, Brandon Graham, Troy Vincent, D'Amico Ryans, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Jordan Hicks, Avante Maddox, Quinyon Mitchell, and Walter Thurman. I like my roster. Brinks, yours is good too, PY. I'm just passing the ball on you all day. And in this league, that's welcome.
It's going to be interception after. I'm going to set the record for interceptions this season.
Sure.
I'm just gonna bust you 5 wide, just get the ball out quick.
Are there, from your off the top of your heads before we head out of here, any players not taken that you want to give a shout out to? I know for me, the one corner I was debating on was Bobby Taylor, because Bobby Taylor was really good for us. Obviously, outside, opposite of Troy Vincent. So Bobby Taylor, I want him to get his shout out. Brandon Boykin I already mentioned. We mentioned Al Harris as another slot. Another slot I was really considering, just because it had a great 1 year with us, was Patrick Robinson. So that's another guy. But I don't know if you guys had any other defensive players you wanted to shout out that didn't make the top.
Not really. I mean, Bobby Taylor probably should have gotten picked. But I mean, there's good corners.
There are good corners.
Who do you take off?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, corner was one of the spots one of the positions where I'm like, this is deep. Like the Eagles
always had a good secondary.
Yeah,
Andy Reid era, they were loaded at secondary.
Yeah, Andy Reid era, and then now this era. There was that era in the 2010s when it was like Chip Kelly and stuff where we were lacking. But yeah, in general, we had so many corners. I mean, a lot of Eagles fans will probably say where's Jalen Mills? And you can make a case for Jalen Mills to be kind of considered, but he was another solid corner for the Eagles for a long time. So yeah, corner was a deep position for the Eagles. Has been a deep position for the Eagles since 2000. So I hear you on that. Timmy Jernigan was another defensive tackle.
I thought about that.
You thought about Timmy? Yeah, he was another one. One guy that I saw and like he has such a big name, but he never lived up to the hype with us when he came to here was Javon Curse. I remember getting him in 2004, and we're like, oh my god, he's gonna be a beast. But like he never lived up to what he was with the Titans. So injuries and everything like that. But I remember Javon Curse being an also like a fan favorite too. Though he was a good locker room guy, very very fun and stuff like that. So
really good his first year, and then he would just it would be his hamstring, it'd be a stinger, like it'd be this, he just couldn't stay on the field. But he was really good in his first year. That was the offseason we got T.O.
Yeah,
we got T.O. and Javon Curse in the same offseason.
Yep, yeah, 2004.
Wasn't fair.
Yep. Quentin Michael is another safety I want to give a shout out to. He was another solid like in the mold of like Rodney McLeod, just very solid. And he was here playing special teams for so long, and then he developed into a good safety. So like, yeah, he was another one.
He was here forever too.
Yeah, he was a long time, long time. So another shout out to him. Philly does say that Bobby Taylor is up there for me, along with Eric Allen, all-time favorites. Yeah, Bobby Taylor, like, just want to give a shout out to him. So, good stuff, guys. This was fun. Well, I want to do this every once in a while because I think it's a fun exercise to see how we build it. And PY again, I like to poke fun of your drafts and all this, so it's always thank you for coming up, big in that end. Just passing the ball on you.
It's again locked down. It's gonna be shut down.
Oh my god! All right, guys. Good stuff. For those listening, next week we will be taking a break, another off-season break. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
In true Eagles fashion, they'll make some big splash.
Right? Yeah, they'll do something like huge news.
Eagles trade for Trey Hendrickson.
Something like that. Yeah, watch that. And then
Monday at 8:55 or something stupid.
Right. But since we won't see you guys, everyone have a good holiday, good 4th of July holiday. Enjoy, be safe wherever you're going. And again, with this heat wave coming, be safe, like hydrate and just stay out of the heat if you can. Shout out to our sponsor again, Baggio's Bread. Make sure you mention A2D Radio for 10% off your in-store purchase. For myself, for the rest of A2D Radio, for Brinks, PY, all the other shows, catch them. I think I just got a notification. I think they're doing a NHL draft show soon, so be on the lookout for that. And obviously, the NBA draft is this Wednesday, so tune in to the guys. I'm sure A2D Wednesday is going to have that covered for you. They do a great job with basketball, so yeah, that's good. Sixers have the 3rd pick. We'll see what happens with that. Oh my god! So, for all of us at A2D Radio, we'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace out.